Dumb.
Cool.
And weird.
Podcast.
So it's not too far-fetched on these people like getting out there.
I mean, go back to Antarctica. Supposedly, the Germans had bases in Antarctica and or south on the North Pole or something as well.
Yeah.
So
South America also protected so many Nazis. Like, I'm trying to think about his name, the Angel of Death.
Himmler.
No, Himmler was actually caught by the U.S. forces.
Yeah, he was caught.
Oh yeah.
No, the reason why there's a big German population and an Italian population in South America, when they realized that the war was not quite going their way, especially like the Italians, they went to as far away they possibly could from being convicted, which you're literally going to the other side of the earth and going south. So you actually see a lot in like Argentina, Chile. Peru even. So that's actually why really we got to thank them, because the Italians, especially the Italians, I mean the hell with the Germans, but we really got to thank the Italians because, well, we wouldn't have all the great wine that we do from South America if it wasn't that they ran. So thank you.
Jesus Christ, Satan.
Food makes everyone forgive,
But
That's what keeps families together. Let's just be real.
Another thing was the aspect of these these South American governments were willing to protect them. So there was probably like an exchange for money and information there that they could use.
Not to mention that they were pretty brutalist. Some of their,
Oh, yeah,
times. So it's like birds of a feather. They're not really democracies. They're doing pretty heinous acts themselves as far as murdering and ethnic cleansing and stuff. So it's like, hey,
South America's
come
full
have a
of that
drink.
shit.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the conspiracy goes though that a lot of the I'm trying to think of the doctor that they named the Angel of Death, but he kept experimenting on people while he was in South America.
Jeez.
I know his name. I can't think of it. It's not Goebbels. It's
Joseph.
it starts with a G.
No, it's an M.
Oh, Merkel.
No, that's the new prime minister.
Oh, damn it.
Mangelen.
Mangelen or something like
Satan,
that.
help us.
I'm working on it.
Yes.
He's got to look through his
He was
inventory
the
of
devil.
Nazis.
You should know him. He should be on your speed
Yes,
dial.
it's Joseph
Mangel.
Mangel.
Yeah. That was a dark force right there. I read a little bit about the things he did. They would indoctrinate youth at a very early age to the point.
Oh, yeah.
Where they were just so brainwashed.
It's Hitler's youth, yeah.
He loved he loved experimenting on twins. Like he'd treat one twin very well, and then he'd torture the other twin, and eventually, once he got bored with them, he used them up in a sense, he'd kill them.
Yeah.
That was a sick thing about the Angel of Death, and the worst part is that he was a real doctor.
Yeah.
He was an actual doctor who did this to people. That's what people forget, is that this wasn't just like some crazy guy. This was a real doctor.
That's nuts.
Well, that just like it's like what is it? The one that they actually found a guy a few years ago. They found some remnants of his stuff, and he was actually like injecting gasoline into people's hearts. He went so far that he completely changed not only his name, but his faith and location. He became a fully devout Muslim.
Damn.
I guess that's a good cover.
I mean, yeah, like it wouldn't.
Gasoline into people's hearts. That's fucking bizarre.
Sounds like some crocodile kind of.
Yeah, but yeah, the Joseph Mengele. That's how you pronounce that name.
Yeah.
He kept apparently they're saying that he kept experimenting on people until the day he died. He would inject things into people's eyes and their bodies, burn them, cut pieces of them off.
Well, I mean,
Sick fuck.
at some point, you have to just
And that was
be appalled by some of the things that even people, not just him, but even doctors in general, got away with before up to that point.
Yeah.
At some point, like the Hippocratic Oath sort of became a thing, but early in the 1800s, they were doing some pretty horrible stuff then in the name of science as well.
But if you don't even identify a human being as a human being, you don't view what you're doing to them as inhumane.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's true. Well, the whole sterilization thing though actually started in America. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, because see what happened is Hitler actually would they would take people off, and they would review their family history if like they had a history of criminality and stuff like that, and they would literally sterilize people, or obviously like destroy them. Which is sad. But that movement actually started in California. There was I watched a public service announcement that was released in that. And it comes down to eugenicists. Like a lot of the world leaders at the time.
Margaret Sanger.
Yeah, the royal family and all that. They actually agreed with what Hitler was doing until it became sort of commonly accepted globally that it was wrong. They're like, oh, no, this is, he's purifying the human race and all this stuff, and then once everyone started speaking out against it, all these people had to sort of retract, and retreat into the shadows. But a lot of the scientists in California, I think they sterilized, I don't know, maybe like 50,000 people in California before Hitler actually sort of rose to its most power.
Jesus Christ.
It's also like conspiracy theories around all the companies that were aligned with German fascism.
Oh yeah,
like Hershey's, Goodyear.
So I mean, the eugenicist
IBM.
thing is not a new thing though. I mean, it was even done with the Greeks. The Greeks did it. Actually, probably one of the most famous. We actually made a movie that where we talked about it.
Oh yeah, 300.
300.
Yeah,
that was the first to go ahead and get genetic defects out.
Yeah.
To purify your race. But I mean, we did take it to another level in America, and we actually created whole towns. Like you started talking about in California, there was towns where the towns were purified. The pretty people of California, and they were trying to get the defects out.
Well, it was called social Darwinism, and it was kind of sort of like a Frankenstein version of the Darwinist belief. Some of these inner circles of
Social Darwinism has all the roots in like made up racial pseudoscience too.
Yeah, well, I mean, certain groups latched onto it. Certain people probably were a little more humanistic with the idea. I mean, it's just like anything else. You had groups that split off. But talking about the Nazi connection with monetarily, Brown Brothers Harriman was actually George. Let's see, what was his name? George Bush Senior.
Yep.
Senior's father.
Yeah.
Actually profited off of the labor at Auschwitz.
Yeah, he was actually after a while he was well known as being a fascist sympathizer.
Exactly, and it's kind of ironic that those people ended up. I mean, that person, I don't remember his name. I keep thinking Marvin Bush, but I don't remember. It's like the original George Bush. He couldn't get elected, but his son ended up getting elected. But he was also the leader of the CIA before that. It was just kind of funny that you could go into the CIA. There's some crazy things that went on in the CIA, especially around the.
If you want to check out more of our stuff, go to www.dumbcoolweird.com. You'll find our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Patreon link if you want to support us. Also, be sure to check out our merch store. And if you're interested in being on our podcast, you can find a link on our website so you can reach out to us and tell us if you want to talk to us about something that's really weird, dumb, or cool. We'd be glad to hear from you. Hope you will stay tuned for the next weird ass episodes we got. Thank you.